In a previous video, I did mention that my children and I came to Canada on a visitor's visa. In the same video, I also mentioned that I am no longer on a visitor's visa. Well, after that video, I had a few people calling me to want to know why I put such sensitive information out there. And I was really thinking, because I did not even understand where they are coming from, okay? And because that video was not really centered on that, I didn't give much details about that. I just said it in passing in the video. In recent videos, I have been talking against people who come to Canada with a visitor's visa or a student visa just to seek asylum, who are actually making it difficult for genuine asylum seekers. Okay, so thinking about all that information, I'm thinking, since I came to Canada with a visit visa and I'm no more on a visit visa, probably I came to Canada to seek asylum, and I have turned myself and I am now telling people not to do what I did. I think it's appropriate for me to come here and tell you all how I actually did change my visitor's visa into a work permit. Hello everybody, my name is Edwina. You are so welcome to my channel. If today is your first time here, kindly hit the subscribe button and be part of this lovely family. If you are a returning subscriber, I really appreciate you coming back. Thank you. I am going to tell you all how I came to Canada on a visitor's visa and how I changed my visitor's visa to a work permit in just one day. Let me start by saying that I have not sought asylum in Canada. In fact, I have no reason. I have no reason at all to seek asylum in Canada. I come from Ghana, which is a very peaceful country. I can't be anything better than a Ghanaian. So I am proudly Ghanaian. I am African, proudly Ghanaian. And Ghana is so peaceful. I have no reason whatsoever to seek asylum in Canada. So I have not sought asylum in Canada. Okay, so I came to Canada on a visit visa because at the point we were putting in my application, I actually was eligible to come into Canada with a work permit. I was actually eligible to come into Canada with a work permit. But at the time we were putting in the application, it was going to take a longer process for the work permit application to go through than a visitor visa application. So we spoke to immigration consultants and they advised that we should rather come in with a visitor's visa and then change to the work permit when we get into Canada. So that is exactly what we did. I was eligible to apply for a work permit even from Ghana because my partner is an international student in Canada. And like we all know, until recently that there has been some limitation, spouses of international students are eligible for spousal open work permits. We could have just applied for the spousal open work permit right from Ghana. But because of how long the process takes, that is why we came in with a visitor's visa. So we came in with a visitor's visa and we changed it in just a day through a process known as flagpoling. Flagpoling is basically you going to any Canada border, going out of Canada and coming back in. Okay, I did mine flagpoling at the Rainbow Bridge, which is at Niagara. So you get to Niagara, you leave the Canada side to the USA side, and then when you get there, you tell them that you are not going to enter the US, you are just coming to flagpole. So they are going to take a photo of you, take your fingerprints, take your passports, and then give you a document, and then you are supposed to come back to the Canada side with this document. So basically, That is what flagpoling entailed. We left Toronto to do the flagpoling. We got there in the afternoon and we were told that they had reached their quota for the day, so they were no longer able to take additional people for that day. So we had to find a place to sleep because it's quite a distance. We didn't want to go and come back because they told us that, in fact, people even come and sleep there to be able to get the process done. So we had to look for a hotel to sleep there, and then very early in the morning, around 5 a.m., we woke up and went back to the border. So we we went through the Canada side, we went out of the Canada side to the USA side. Our passports, they took our passports, took our fingerprints, photos of you, and then gave us a document to bring back to the Canada side. So you come and you join a queue, and then the actual process begins at 8 o'clock. So people who come to flagpole actually line up outside and wait for the actual process to start. So we are in the queue outside, and then once the process starts, they call you in individually and handle your issues. So one thing that can be done through flagpoling is actually changing a visitor's visa to a spousal open work permit. Let's take note of this. It is a spousal open work permit because my partner is an international student in Canada. You just cannot come in with a visitor's visa and go to the border that you are coming to change your visitor's visa to an open work permit. It is not done unless you qualify for a spousal open work permit. So that is the process we went through. In fact, you go there with every document like you would load or you upload when you're applying for a visa online or when you're applying for a permit online. So you go there with every document that you need. You go there with your bank statements, you go there with your birth certs, something that shows the relationship with a person, because you also cannot go there on your own. So I cannot go there on my own without my partner to get a process done. I need to go there with my partner because the permit I am applying for is because of him. He is the main person. Okay, so he needs to be there. I couldn't have done it without him. He needs to be there before my application would even be looked at. So you need to go there with your partner, and then you go with all the documents that you would need to apply for a visa, like you're applying online. So we got there and they will basically ask you, what are you here to do? And then we told them that we are here to change my visa. We are here to change our visa from the visitor's visa to an open work permit. And mind you, this was just like 2 weeks into our coming. Okay, this was just like 2 weeks into our coming. So once they ask you, they will take your passport, they will check your passport and refer you to another office. So it's actually in that office that there are so many people waiting to get the similar thing done. So it is actually there that they will call you and then look at your documents. If they are not satisfied, they will ask further questions. They are going to check your spouse's study permit to be sure that he is on study permit, because your spouse needs to be enrolled, or your partner's study permit doesn't have to expire before you do what I am talking to you about, okay? Before you change. So they check all that, and then we paid an amount of money, around $250. I don't remember exactly. Just for myself, we didn't pay anything for the children. So the money was basically just for the work permit. For the children, their visitors visa was extended. So they are still on visitors visa, but it was the duration on the visa. You know, when you come in with visitors visa, you cannot stay beyond 6 months. Okay, when you come in with a visitor's visa, you cannot stay beyond 6 months. But because they are with me, and my permit was changed to a spousal open work permit, their visitor's visa was extended to the duration of my partner's schooling. So the spousal open work permit is also given to you to the duration of your partner's schooling. It doesn't go beyond the number of years your partner is going to be in school in Canada. So they look at his study permit, and when his study permit expires, it's when your spousal open work permit will also expire, and when the children's visitors visa will also be extended too. So basically, this was how I changed my visitor's visa to a work permit, and it is a spousal open work permit because my partner is a student in Canada here. So right from back home, I was eligible to a spousal open work permit. So it's not as if I came into Canada and by dubious or illegal means, or I came to cut corners or do anything illegitimate to get a work permit, or I came to seek asylum. I didn't do any of that. So if you hear me talking against people who come to on visitors visa to seek asylum, and you are thinking that is what I have done and I've turned my back and I'm speaking against it, that is not it. So today I have actually made you all know the process, why I came in with a visitor's visa, and the process I used to change my visitor's visa to an open work permit in just a single day. Now, I could have done it online too. I have a neighbor who came in through the same process and did hers online. They actually advise that you do it online. That is the preferred way to do it, is to do it online. Okay, but I needed my permit for some other things and I needed to get it ASAP. That is why I looked for alternatives to get it faster than the online application. So my neighbor did hers online, and before her visitor's visa expired, her work permit came through. So I think it took about 4 months for her work permit to come through. So before the 6 months duration she has to stay here on the visitor's visa, her spousal open work permit had come through. So it's either on an online application or the flagpoling. Previously, international students could also flagpole to get a postgraduate work permit, but that has been cancelled. That no longer exists. So international students can no longer go to any border and flagpole to get a postgraduate work permit. International students can no longer flagpole to get postgraduate work permits. Spousal open work permit was not mentioned, guys. Let me know in the comment section if anybody has tried to flagpole for a spousal open work permit and wasn't able to do it. Let me know in the comment section. I did mine last year somewhere in August, September, thereabouts, and I didn't face any issue. But just recently, a couple of months ago, the immigration minister came to informed us that students can no more flagpole for postgraduate work permits. Okay, they should strictly apply online. There was no mention of spousal open work permit. So I do not know whether that is also strictly online, that there is no information with regards to that yet. So if any of you has succeeded in changing through flagpole recently, I would love to know in the comment section. If any of you have tried and you were not able to do that too, I would also like to know. Kindly share it in the comment section. Okay, so that is how I changed my visa from a visitor's visa to an open work permit. And it is not every visitor's visa that you can change. You need to be eligible for the spousal open work permit first. Please, I don't want to see comments like, how can I change my visitor's visa to work permit? I am talking about spousal open work permit. Spousal open work permit. And that is for students in Canada whose spouses qualify for spousal open work permit. Recent updates said spousal open work permit were going to be limited to spouses of international students in a master's degree program that is longer than 16 months. In a master's degree program that is longer than 16 months. So if your program is not up to 16 months or more than 16 months, then it means that your spouse will no longer qualify for a spousal open work permit. Okay, your spouse will no longer qualify for a spousal open work permit. So if you are an international student or you are now trying to come to school in Canada and you want to come with your partner, you have to keep in mind first that people in colleges do not qualify for it. So it has to be a university program and it has to be a master's program. It has to be a master's program which is longer than 16 months for your spouse to qualify for this, or a PhD program for your spouse to qualify for a spousal open work permit. I hope I have been able to clarify how I came to Canada, how and why I came to Canada with a visitor's visa, and also the process I used in changing my visitor's visa to work permit in just a day. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. In fact, if you have stayed with me till this time, I want to believe you enjoyed the conversation. Kindly do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and be part of this lovely family. Thank you so much. Bye.